It's that moment, that heart-stopping, stomach-dropping moment where you reach for your phone and it's just not there. The panic is real, but you know what? It doesn't have to win. Let's turn that panic into a plan right here, right now. Your heart is pounding, right? You're doing the frantic pocket pat for the 10th time? And it's no wonder. Your photos, your messages, your banking apps, your entire digital life is sitting on that little device. The next few minutes are absolutely critical, and what you choose to do can make all the difference.
So here's our roadmap to get you through this. First, we're going to cover your immediate first response move using GPS. Then we'll shift gears into damage control for your data. After that, we'll talk about the official channels, debunk a few common myths out there, and finally, we'll land on the single most important takeaway from all of this.
Okay, forget calling anyone, at least for now. Your number one top priority first move, all happening in the first 15 minutes, is to use the powerful GPS tracking tools that are already built right into your phone. This is, without a doubt, your best and most realistic shot at seeing its location on a map. And it doesn't matter what team you're on, Android or iPhone. If you're an Android user, you need to immediately get to a browser and go to Google's Find My Device. For all the iPhone users out there, it's Apple's Find My service, which you can get to through iCloud.com. Both of these are free, they're incredibly powerful, and they are your first line of defense.
Once you're logged in, you've basically got 3 superpowers at your fingertips. First, you can try to locate it and see its last known GPS position on a map. Second, you can make it ring like crazy. And third, you can secure it. Let's start with the simplest one.
Before you jump to the worst conclusion, just use the ring feature. I love this one. Even if your phone is on silent, this command will force it to blast a sound at full max volume. It's the perfect tool for finding a phone that's just playing hide and seek between the couch cushions or, under your car seat. Okay, so you've checked the map and the little dot is moving across town, or maybe it's just offline completely. That little glimmer of hope for getting it back is starting to fade. It's time to pivot. Your priority right now has to shift from recovery to security. Protecting your information is now job number one. Using that exact same Find My service, you can remotely lock your device down. This is so crucial, especially if you didn't have a strong passcode. You can also display a custom message right on the lock screen. Something like, "This phone is lost, please call this other number." It gives a Good Samaritan a way to actually contact you. And if all hope is truly lost, well, you have the nuclear option, erasing every single bit of your data, protecting your digital life from prying eyes. And this really gets to the core of it, doesn't it? Your photos, your private messages, your banking info. The phone itself is just a piece of hardware. It's replaceable. But a data leak? That can cause huge, long-lasting problems. That's exactly why securing your data has to be your number one priority. All right, now that you've done your best to secure your data, it's time to deal with the official channels. This part really boils down to 2 key things: your phone's IMEI number and filing a police report. So what in the world is this IMEI number? The easiest way to think about it is like your phone's unique fingerprint. Seriously. It's a 15-digit code that identifies your specific device, and only your device, on any cell network in the world. It distinguishes it from every other phone out there. It'll look something like this, just a long string of numbers. But this code is what you'll give to the police and to your carrier to officially identify and, hopefully, block the device from being used by anyone else. But hang on, how do you find it if you don't have the phone? Well, hopefully you still have the original box or the bill of sale, because it's usually printed right on there. If you don't, and you're an Android user, you might be in luck. You can often find it listed in your online Google dashboard. Honestly, here's a pro tip. Find this number right now and write it down somewhere safe for a rainy day. So, with that IMEI number in hand, you can go to the police and file what's called a First Information Report, or an FIR. You'll give them all the details of what happened, and most importantly, you'll give them that IMEI number. That's the key piece of information they need to officially track or block the device. Now, let's be real for a second. As our source material points out, the odds of the police actually recovering your physical phone are, well, they're incredibly low. The real purpose of filing this report is to get an official record, and more importantly, to get that IMEI number flagged. This lets your carrier block the phone from ever being used on a network again. It's less about getting it back and more about making it a useless brick for the thief.
In a moment of sheer desperation, you might start Googling other ways to track your phone. And this is where you need to put on the brakes and be extremely careful, because not all tracking methods you'll find online are legitimate or safe. You're going to see two main types of services. The first is location sharing links. These only work if the person who has the phone clicks the link and agrees to share their location. So, pretty useless if it's stolen. The second type, and these are everywhere, are third-party websites claiming they can track any phone with just the number. Be super wary of these. They're often unreliable, they pose huge privacy risks, and they are nowhere near as good as the official Find My Device or iCloud tools. Just stick with what you know works.
So, after all is said and done, after all these steps, what's the most important lesson here? I think it's about completely redefining what it means to win in this kind of situation. And here it is, the most important thing to burn into your memory. The goal isn't to get the hardware back. The true goal is to protect your data. If you successfully lock your phone, secure your accounts, and wipe your personal information clean, you've already won. Getting the physical device back, that's just a bonus. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? We spend hundreds, sometimes thousands, on these little gadgets, but the data we put on them, our memories, our private conversations, our digital identities, that stuff is truly priceless. So in the end, you have to ask yourself, which one is really more valuable?